a lot of students will take that gap year, that year off, in order to decide what they want to pursue. So I only, this semester, I only had one exam, like multiple choice exam. The rest were all essays and assignments.
You just need to submit that, then that's it. The exam is over.
Yes, I like that. I like it that way. I met with the professor and he told me to just take a class that seems interesting. It could be totally random, like a zoology type of course or learning about birds, like different things like that. Just to try it and see if it's something you're interested in. It doesn't hurt. So I think it's important for an international student coming to Canada is to just get involved. That's the biggest thing, right?
All right, so let's begin in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so hi everyone. So today with me we have Lyndon Crane. So he's with us today to discuss a little bit about the education system here in Canada. Because I'm an international student, I came here from India to pursue my graduate program here at the University of Windsor. That's Master of Medical Biotech program. But I guess you are the undergrad student.
Yes.
And it would be great if we can discuss with each other about our own experiences, and that would certainly help all those aspirants out there in India and all those countries, and those students who want to be here for their studies, either bachelor's or master's. So it would definitely give them a perspective like how things go in here at the Canadian universities. Okay, so Lyndon, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going into my third year of business at the Odette School of Business, which is a part of the University of Windsor. I'm specializing in marketing. I'm currently a student senator for the University of Windsor Students Alliance. So I sit on the University of Windsor Senate. And then I also volunteer in the community, and I sit on a couple different boards, nonprofit boards, that are focusing on building a better community in Amherstburg. So that's where I'm from.
That's great. That means like apart from your studies, you are very much involved on campus and in the community as well. So the very first question is that like how many number of years does a normal student spend in a high school actually before going to a university or a college?
Yes, for sure. So I would say roughly 12 to 13 years. So grade school, there's up until grade 8. So that's 8 years. And then also we have 4 years in high school. And some students, depending on if they want to go back to play sports or to boost their grades, they'll take a 5th year. Usually it's about 1 semester worth of classes that you would take after your grade 12 to play sports. So I've had friends that take a 5th year and they'll play like sports at their high school for 1 semester, and then afterwards they'll either go to university or college or right into the workplace.
All right. So it's a choice basically, right? Whether to take that extra year for sports or not.
Exactly. Yep. To boost grades and different reasons. Maybe they're not 100% sure what they want to do after high school, so they'll take a little more time to complete high school in order to find themselves.
All right. The gap year, I would say.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. When do you get that liberty to choose your subjects? Like if you want to study biology or mathematics, like when do you choose that? After grade 9th or after grade 10th? Like.
So I would say grade 11 and grade 12 is more open classes. Grade 9 and 10, you're taking your compulsory courses, which would be you're taking the introduction to geography, you're taking an English class, you're taking your French class, you're taking a physical education class. So grade 9 and 10, you're taking a bunch of standard courses. And then when you hit grade 11 and 12 is when you have more electives and it becomes more open. So throughout high school, there's 30 credits that someone in Canada or at least in Ontario would have to complete. 18 are required, and then 12 are actually electives.
Oh, great. So which subjects did you choose? Like, did you plan everything about your career right there, like after grade 10th, or did you just try out the subjects and you have the liberty to choose your career, which would be like completely different from the subjects you actually chose?
Yeah, so Grade 9 and 10, I kind of got a feel for what I'm interested in. I took like a business course, and then I also took a couple law courses in grade 11 and 12. And originally, before going to university, I wanted to pursue a career as a lawyer, and I quickly made the switch to join the business program. So grade 11 and 12 in high school is when I was really trying to figure out exactly what I'm interested in, and the ability to take all those different courses in grade 9 and 10 definitely helped me decide what I'm interested in for sure.
So I'll just tell you something about like Indian education system from where I belong. Like we used to choose either like medical subjects or engineering subjects, like non-medical, I would say. So in that we get a complete set of subjects. If you choose medical, you will get physics, chemistry, and biology for sure. And you can choose like another subject like physical education or computer science apart from that. But you can't mix biology with economics. You can't mix history with mathematics. You can't mix
Oh,
up those
wow.
things. So it's like either this history geography kind of set, or you can go for physics chemistry. Either you can choose science or you can choose commerce. You can't choose both.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely different here in high school. Like one semester, I could have taken like a French course, history. I could have taken a course in technologies. So you're able to mix all your different courses, which was something that I liked. And also at my high school, you had the opportunity in grade 9 to take, I think it was called Information to Technologies. So in grade 9, you would, for one semester, you would rotate through a bunch of different skill trade types of courses. So you would go into the weld shop, you would test out the business lab, what else? The manufacturing shop. So it was like a skill trades rotation to kind of figure out if you're interested in that area. So it's kind of cool that you're able to mix all the courses.
Right. So basically, this education system gives you an opportunity, to like experiment with all the subjects and later decide like on what do you want to study in your future, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a really good thing. So as we discussed about the subject choices you had, were there any specific admission requirements for the program which you wanted to pursue in the university? Like if you wanted to do BBA, you had to have like the business or, those kind of things, the
Yeah.
admission requirements.
Yeah. So I had to maintain a 73% average in order to get into the University of Windsor. And if I wanted to get into the co-op program, I would have to maintain a 78%. What I should explain is in high school, you have the opportunity to take college courses, middle, which is like a mix between university and college, and then you have the opportunity to take university courses. So for the business program, when I applied, I had to have 12 university or middle courses, and then one English and one grade 12 math that had to be university courses in order to get in.
That's really interesting.
It
You
can
really
be
worked hard, Lyndon. You worked hard.
yeah, it can be a bit confusing, but it's good that you have that middle course, because if you're not 100% sure if you want to go to university or if you want to go to college after high school, taking middle courses will allow you to get accepted into both.
So, were there any different kind of competitive entrance examinations? Like if you want to be a lawyer or a business professional, or you want to get into a top-notch university, were there any kind of different entrance exams other than your final examinations of your high school, other than that?
Yes. So I know if you're competing in the States, if you want to get acceptance into the States, you have to complete a standardized test in order to get it in order to actually apply to colleges or universities in the States. You have to take a test. But pretty much everywhere else in Canada, it was pretty much they would look at your transcript and your grades, and that would help you get accepted. After you take your undergrad, then yes, I would have to take some tests like LSAT, and I would have to write the bar and different things to become an official lawyer. But that's mostly after you complete your undergrad is when you would begin standardized tests in order to get accepted into law school or medical school, different things like that.
So that's a really good thing actually, because I would say the difference between the Indian education system and the Canadian education system is that after grade 12, like after your high school, you are exposed to different kind of competitive exams if you want to become a doctor or an engineer or like all those kind of things.
Wow.
So, and those are like really competitive. So actually, the benefit of being in the Canadian education system, I would say, like you become a little bit more mature. You are more very much exposed to the life and the career opportunities around you, and you can actually decide like if you actually want to prepare for those competitive exams or not after your graduation, after your undergrad, of course.
Yes,
So
yeah.
that's a really good thing, like the time period which this system gives you
Yeah.
to think upon your choices.
Yes, it gives you a really
Yeah.
good time to find yourself and discover what your interests are before you head right into post-secondary education. And a lot of students will take that gap year, that year off, in order to decide what they want to pursue.
Perfect. So what is your semester pattern right now? Because you are doing your undergrad.
Yeah, so for my undergrad, I'm taking 5 courses in the fall and then the winter. And then I have the option to take, I believe, up to 3 courses in the summertime if I kind of want to take more courses or fast track. The co-op program's a bit different, especially for engineering and business students. You have the opportunity to take a summer or
So do you have the flexibility of choosing your courses in every semester?
yes and no. So for first and second year, I had to take, I believe I may have had one elective a semester. And then when you go in your second, third, and fourth year, it opens up more. You'll have more electives that you're able to take. But first and second year, definitely you're taking courses that will meet your your undergrad requirement.
That's great. So with the co-op opportunities and the break in between the semesters, you actually get that opportunity to work full time for the employers and gain experience and the money for your tuition fee and as well. That's a really
Yes,
good thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. And the next question, like the choice of professors, like do we have, if I'm a student who is pursuing an undergrad program in a university in Canada, do I have the choice of choosing my professors for a specific course?
It all depends on the course. If it's a course that's compulsory, so it's something you have to take in first or second year, you're able to take it with different professors, right? If it's a very niche course, there may only be one professor available. But for like economics, as an example, you'll have like 5 different professors and 5 different time slots that you're able to take. So you're pretty much able to pick who you want as your professor. But it's all first come, first serve basis, right? So whoever registers for that course first will get that professor.
What is the exam pattern? Like, which year are you in? And I'm pretty sure like you have taken many exams right now at the University of Windsor. What was your experience?
Yeah, so I'm in my third year, going into my third year this fall. I had, depending on if my course had an exam, I would have 3 to 5 exams in the winter and fall. Majority in the business program are multiple choice exams. Some, if it's a math-based class, you'll be writing, or if it's a communications class, they'll have a lot of writing in there as well. But overall, the exams, they're good. It's you have teaching assistants that will be around the room while you're taking the exam to ensure there's no cheating or anything like that, because there are some pretty heavy actions that will take place if you are caught cheating.
Because in my experience, because I forgot to answer about the semester pattern in the previous question, in my experience, there were like the fixed subjects. We didn't have the choice to choose the subjects because we didn't have those many electives. In my experience, the exams were like of different kinds. There were assignment submissions. There were a few subjects, few courses where the only requirement for the final exam was just to submit an assignment.
Yeah.
Or the presentations, or an MCQ based question where you just have to tick the right answer. Or there were just a few exams, maybe 1 or 2 in my entire program, where I actually had to write the answers, like the paragraphs.
Yes. So especially with COVID-19 taking place and the university going online, a lot of my exams shifted to an essay format or some type of assignment. So I only, this semester, I only had one exam, like multiple choice exam. The rest were all essays and assignments.
You just need to submit that, then that's it. The exam is over.
Yes, I like that. I like it that way.
Yeah. So that is the kind of thing, like, because professors, I guess professors are the in charge, or the invigilators of the actual exam. They decide like how the exam would take place and how they would rank a student, right?
Yes. Yep. That's
Yeah.
correct.
So it's not a static thing. Like each university, every professor has the liberty and that kind of flexibility to decide on the exam pattern.
Yes, and they also have the flexibility to determine a student's grade, right? Just because you score something on a test doesn't necessarily that's going to be your grade. Especially with different programs, they have to meet a certain class average or a minimum average. So they can and they will curve your grade either up and down in order to meet that class average. So that's something important to think of.
Yeah, actually, I have a friend. There's another friend who is doing engineering at the University of Windsor. He told me, like, when he scored around 60 to 70, I don't remember the exact aggregate marks or exact GPA, but his marks were later increased to meet that, which you told, the requirements or the benchmark of the class.
Yes, it definitely isn't in the student's favor if they have an
Mm.
extremely high mark and they have to be curved down because the class average is too high. So it is unfortunate in that case, but for the most part, seeing your grades increase to meet that class average is awesome.
Right. Yeah, that's a good thing. All right. So we talked about the summer breaks, we talked about the co-ops and internships in between the program already. What are the co-curricular opportunities in a typical Canadian university? Like, what are the student elections, or as you said, you are the part of the Senate, and what other things a student can do apart from his studies?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's across universities, there's so many different clubs and extracurriculars that students can get involved with, whether it be intramural sports that they want to get involved with at their university, or there's a lot of clubs. There's political based clubs.
Right. In my experience also, like I was involved in that You Will Discover conference, student organizing committee, and apart from that, there are actually many student clubs which are affiliated to
Yes.
the UWSA and GSS. So any student like who wants to, willingly to be a part of those kind of student governments and associations, he can actually go in there, get the student club affiliated and recognized by UWSA and GSS and those kind of parent student unions,
Yeah.
and he can actually get the fundings and everything else to organize the event. So that actually happens everywhere in the world because all the
Yes.
universities and colleges do the same thing to, enhance the co-curricular involvement of the students. So it happens in India, it happens in Canada. It's a really good thing. I would say no matter where a student is, whether in India, Canada, or in any country, he should actually be a part of those on-campus opportunities whenever he gets a chance. Like that is the thing which, gives the opportunity for the personal development.
Yes. Exactly.
Where do you see yourself after your undergrad program? Like, what's the job scenario after that?
Yeah, so there's a few different things that I'm interested in being in business. So I'm specializing in marketing. So I would enjoy a career path in either marketing. I have an interest for sales and then also an entrepreneurial mindset. But for right now, I'm not 100% sure what my dream job is yet. I hope that throughout my third and fourth year, when I'm focusing on my specialization, that I'll be able to have some type of idea. I also have a passion for politics, so I may go down a political career path in the future, but nothing is set right now, and it's something that a lot of university students or anyone at all faces, right? Is figuring out what exactly you want to do after you're done your undergrad, right?
Yeah.
Um,
It's actually everywhere. It's like all the students worldwide are confused, like because in the current situation, because it's 2020, the kind of opportunities you have is so diverse. It is becoming more difficult to choose the one specific career path. That's really tough. So it's confusing actually. Yes, even I'm confused after my master's program.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like the biggest thing I could probably say is back to talking about the extracurriculars is just getting involved with different clubs will help you find in different organizations, will really help you try to narrow down exactly what you want to pursue a career in. But it's not to say that when you think of that one career that you want to go for, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. On average, I believe there's 8 different career paths that you'll go through throughout your lifetime. So if you're setting your mind on one thing, it may necessarily sway somewhere else. It all depends, right? But definitely getting involved in extracurriculars and your undergrad. So what I'm trying to do is to figure out exactly what I want to do is I'm taking elective courses in totally different subjects to figure out if that would be something I'm interested in. So as an example, I'm going to be taking an English course, and I'll be taking a political science course. It's not required by my program, but it'll give me a good sense of, is that something that I want to pursue later on, right? So 1, getting involved with extracurriculars, and 2, trying out different subjects and learning from those will really help you try to define where you want to go.
Because it's actually astonishing to know, because from where I come, I just used to have a fixed, that's what I just told, like the fixed set of subjects, not just in high school or grade 11th or 12th, but throughout my undergrad program, because I did my bachelor's in dental surgery. So I had only those kind of options. Maybe that's because that's the kind of program I pursued, because in dental surgery, you are not expected to learn French or English or any other language courses. Maybe because of that, but I don't see that kind of flexibility anywhere else, or especially the way I see here in Canadian education system.
Yeah, it's awesome that you're able to take an elective in any subject, right? You're able to learn new things. So I met with the professor and he told me to just take a class that seems interesting. It could be totally random, like a zoology type of course, or learning about birds, like different things like that. Just to try it and see if it's something you're interested in. It doesn't hurt.
Okay, so let me emphasize on the fact that you did your specialization in marketing, right?
Yep.
You chose your marketing specialization. When did you choose that? Before joining your undergrad program, or why doing it?
Yeah, so after my second year, so I technically just picked my specialization. So for business, your 3rd and 4th year is when you specialize. So for the business program, I could have specialized in finance, HR, strategy and entrepreneurship, accounting, supply chain management, but I chose marketing.
That's a good choice.
Yes, no, I like it. And doing these podcasts and doing these shows, just like you're doing as well, is such a great way to practice some of the skills that you're learning, right?
And also imagine, because you are doing your specialization in marketing and you have the degree which is completely business oriented, then why did you choose those zoology, or why would a student have that flexibility to choose subjects like zoology or studying about birds and animals and plants? Because that is not going to help in the long run in the career, right? Or would it be helpful?
It's helpful in a couple ways. The first way is it gives you a break off of the standard courses that you're taking, right? It allows you to learn something just for the sake of learning something random, right? So that's something that I'm going to be focusing on, is taking different random classes just to learn about it. It gives you a break off of what you're already learning, and it allows you to kind of expand your interests.
Exactly. So here you are taking education as the way to like the path towards the learning, actually, not towards any career opportunity or job prospects, not like that, right? Education is education.
Exactly. And it's important to get involved, and it's important to try new things throughout your undergrad.
Right. And you never know if you get a marketing job in a company which deals in the zoological products, you never know that.
You never know when that subject will come up, right?
Exactly. So that's a really good thing, that you can actually get the hands-on experience in different kind of subjects, and you can learn different things. That's a really good thing. I would have loved that opportunity, because I would say, honestly, I'm that kind of person who wants to learn a little bit about everything. I don't want to specialize in anything. I just want to know everything, and the overall perspective of something. And this kind of opportunity is really helpful for the students like me. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Lyndon. I think I took a lot of your time. It's almost 32 minutes.
No, not at all. I'm glad to be on the show. And I have to say, I applaud what you're doing for the international students who are curious about the Canadian education system and Canada in general. So you have a great platform to help answer their questions, and it seems like you've been getting a really great response from everybody who's watching. So keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Lyndon, and thank you so much for joining us today. Any
Yes.
last message from your side?
Yeah, so I think it's important for an international student coming to Canada is to just get involved. That's the biggest thing, right? It allows you to expand your resume in different opportunities and learn more about a certain subject that you're interested in. So get involved, try new things, and hey, take a course in zoology to expand your horizons. And I hope today's talk helps.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Lyndon. Thank you. I'll see you very soon then. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.